Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with privacy concerns after a BuzzFeed report suggested police could be spying on you. In North Dakota, some law enforcement agencies, including West Fargo, have used a facial recognition app to watch and identify people.
Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie dug into this issue to find out who's using the app and who's being watched.
Bismarck and Devils Lake Police, the North Dakota BCI, and a little closer to home, West Fargo Police, all were recently named in a BuzzFeed article saying they have all used a controversial facial recognition app called Clearview AI. The service was built using billions of photos collected from social media users without their consent. The app receiving criticism nationwide due to privacy concerns. Do you think that's a privacy concern at all?
I mean, definitely. They shouldn't be able to look at you or stuff like that, but if it helps with catching bad guys, I mean, why not?
West Fargo says the app was used by the investigation division in a free trial. The BCI wouldn't say if they've used the app, saying they refuse to comment on their investigation tactics. Bismarck says they've also had a free trial, but didn't find it helpful. And Devils Lake tells us they've never used the app, but given a free trial, they would. What are your thoughts?
I think you should just know that once it's out there on the internet, it's out there on the internet.
You should expect that everyone is going to see it. I guess if it's a private account, it's a little different.
The BuzzFeed report says some agencies have used the app to run thousands of searches looking for certain suspects. In the case of West Fargo, BuzzFeed says they ran between 11 and 50 searches. When we asked West Fargo if the trial led to any arrests or identifications, they couldn't give us an answer. The department also hasn't said if they will continue to use the app in the long term. Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
We also checked to see if any Minnesota agencies have used the facial recognition app. The Stearns County says that they used the app in a free trial but didn't find it helpful and won't be using it long term.
Our First Alert storm team has been tracking the rain that we're seeing right now. A little relief to help our dry conditions. Hutch joins us now to tell us what we can expect. Hutch?
Thanks so much. Good evening, everybody. Much needed rain, but only for some of the Southern Valley and Minnesota counties. Take a look at these measurements. Gully washers taking place in Otter Tail County for Otter Tail and Parkers Prairie. Wadena picking up almost 2.5 inches of rain, over an inch in Perham, Morton, Wahpeton, and Staples as well. Fargo sitting at about 1/4 of an inch, some of the heaviest rain over us right now. That's pushing into the eastern reaches of Polk County as well as Mahnomen County now, where you see the yellows and oranges. That's some pretty substantial rain shower activity, and it's parked right over us. Sharp cutoff line to the north and west where it remains dry in the James River Valley and in Devils Lake and Grand Forks. That's where things are warmer. There's a look at the drought. There's a look at the expected improvement area to the drought as we'll get an update tomorrow. There's a chance for some precipitation out to the west in the weekend and into next week. We'll keep you updated on that. Scan the code, download the Valley News Live weather app. We'll keep you ahead of all of this wild and wet weather. Now, I'll have your hour-by-hour forecast details as we track that rain here in a minute.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
A Facebook post by North Dakota's Game and Fish is triggering a lot of conversation throughout the state. Take a look at this picture. The department has raised its reward to $3,600 for information regarding an elk poaching case. 2 bull elk were shot, left in a field north of Keene back in February. Keene is east of Williston. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to report it by calling 701-328-9921.
The Minnesota Supreme Court has reversed the conviction of a man charged with criminal sexual conduct, and now one group wants an old state law updated because of that reversal. Currently, the law states a person is guilty of rape in Minnesota if the victim is mentally incapacitated. The court reversed the man's conviction, saying the victim was not mentally incapacitated because she had voluntarily gotten drunk. Rape survivors and advocates for change say the current law is problematic and even dangerous.
It does make it seem like if you've had any alcohol or any substance of any kind that you couldn't get a conviction, you couldn't be raped, which is just obviously not the case.
A new law is being proposed by state lawmakers, which states being too intoxicated to give consent, regardless of how they got intoxicated, would be considered mentally incapacitated. The North Dakota Supreme Court plans to resume in-person oral arguments in June. The Bismarck Tribune reports the arguments will be subject to parties agreeing to appear physically. If either party wants to appear remotely, the proceedings will be conducted entirely remotely. District courts will still have discretion to conduct proceedings remotely. The Supreme Court is also considering making some COVID-19 protocols permanent, such as allowing defendants to plead guilty to Class C felonies in writing without appearing in court.
In your COVID-19 vaccine coverage tonight, Clay County Public Health has a challenge, making sure all of the vaccines it receives are used. They say they haven't wasted any doses, adding that fewer people are signing up. Public Health received 1,000 Moderna doses this week. So far, more than 33% of people in Clay County have received one dose, with over 22% completing the series. Over 42% between ages 50 to 64, and 72% of those 65 and older have received the first dose. They're seeing an uptick in cases this week between the ages of 20 to 24.
With active cases, which we kind of had predicted a bit, especially with some of the events going on. We have sporting events, we have spring break, we have gatherings that are occurring, and so we're seeing an uptick in active cases.
Health officials continue to request the 72-hour requirement to administer vaccines be extended. And just a reminder, North Dakotans age 16 and up can walk in and get their COVID shot today. The vaccination center in Fargo is holding a walk-in clinic today and tomorrow. All you have to do is head over to the former Gordman's building, which is located at 5100 14th Avenue South in Fargo. Now, they're still going to be giving shots until 7 tonight, and then from 7:30 in the morning to 7 tomorrow night. And if you're looking to get vaccinated, Thrifty White has plenty of openings this week. In North Dakota, there are more than 1,600 appointments. More than half of those appointments are in Fargo and Grand Forks. In Minnesota, there are more than 800 openings. Fargo is offering a walk-in vaccine clinic over the next 2 days. There are several other options to receive a shot across the region. To compare them, we advise you to use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the home page of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it to the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up.
A new survey ranks Minnesota just outside the top 10 among states with the most COVID-19 restrictions in place. WalletHub has ranked Minnesota 11th. If the District of Columbia is included, Minnesota is ranked 12th. Minnesota also happens to be surrounded by states with fewer restrictions. All the states around Minnesota are ranked far less restrictive, according to the survey. Wisconsin is the 19th least restrictive state, North Dakota the 17th, and South Dakota the 4th. Iowa is ranked as the #1 least restrictive state.
West Fargo Public Schools repacked leftover meals from district's food services department and gave them to students through Liberty Middle School's food pantry program. And 86% of the repacked servings were claimed by students in the one-month pilot program. Throughout March, leftover menu items were packaged in microwave-safe containers and frozen. 134 servings were repackaged and 116 were claimed. Now, this program is going to continue until the end of the year or until the meals are gone.
Country singer Eric Church is coming to the Alara Center in Grand Forks this year. The concert is set for October 1st. Tickets go on sale a month from today. That's Friday, May 7th at 10 in the morning. The Gather Again tour will start this fall with plans to visit 55 cities throughout the U.S. and Canada.
The pressure that was being caused by the body weight could cause positional asphyxia, which could cause death.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, use of force experts from across the country take the stand today in the Derek Chauvin trial.
A lot of rain in Lakes Country and the Southern Valley has fallen, and we have 2 more days of it in the same spot. I'll have details on your forecast next.
This is Valley News Live.